Hey guys, I'm Rebecca, and if you can't guess why I'm wearing a life preserver, you clearly haven't seen Back to the Future enough. 1985, Hill Valley, California, 17-year-old Marty McFly swoops into Doc Brown's office, plugs in his guitar, blows the place to smithereens. Amazing. Then he's supposed to meet his friend Doc. How they're friends, we're not sure. It doesn't matter. In the middle of the night at Twin Pines Mall. And so he's supposed to bring a video camera. Why, I wonder? So he gets there, he's been asleep, it's fine, in his lovely red Biff. And he meets Doc. Except, how does Doc meet him? In a DeLorean. So Doc has turned this DeLorean into a time machine, because if you're gonna build a car into a time machine, you're gonna do it with some style. So what comes next? The bad guys. And why are they after Doc Brown? You know, he may have stolen some nuclear stuff from them, and it's not great, and we're just glazed over that. Anyway, so he has to get away from the bad guys, but they shoot him. And we're like, oh no! And then Marty has to get away, so he gets in the DeLorean and forgets that if you hit 88 miles per hour, you're gonna time travel. So he hits 88 miles per hour and he time travels. Suddenly it's 1955 and he's like, what's going on? And everyone's like, why are you wearing a life preserver? Actually, that's not even true. First off, people think he's an alien. It's very weird. And he picks up a newspaper. It's November 1955. What? So he gets a coffee and then he realizes he's sitting next to his dad. And he's like, what's going on? And then Biff comes in and he starts bullying George again because that's his deal and they've been doing it forever. He prevents George and Lorraine from meeting, which means he has somehow interfered with his parents' meeting and therefore he will cease to exist if he doesn't get them back together. So he gets out of there and he goes to find Doc Brown in 1955, because that's the smart thing to do. So he convinces Doc Brown that he has time traveled from 1985 because Doc Brown in 1985 has built a time machine, except he has to get his parents back together. Uh-oh. So they're going to the Enchantment Under the Sea dance. Marty and Lorraine are going together, and he's convinced George to come, and they've got this whole plot of how they're gonna get George and Lorraine together. What happens is Biff gets involved, and then Marty's locked in a trunk somewhere, and that's not great. George comes and he thinks it's Marty, but it's not, it's Biff, and Biff is very big. This is important. So George is like, okay, I have to be a hero for once in my life, I'm gonna stop this, and he decks Biff. And Biff goes down for the count, and it's amazing, and everyone's cheering. He's like, you should be class president, and it changes the course of George's life forever. And then he and Lorraine walk off, and it's great. And then he kisses Lorraine, and then Marty in that picture, you know, that he's disappearing on, and he's like, oh, and he reappears, and his sister and his brother reappear, and they're all great, and everything's great. So this is the night of the famous Hill Valley lightning storm. So he's got to rush over to the clock tower, where Doc has set up a whole contraption that will harness the lightning into the DeLorean and the flux capacitor, very important, when the lightning strikes. But it's all very, very well timed. And of course, the DeLorean doesn't start. More problems. Anyway, so finally it does start, obviously. And Marty races to get up to 88 miles per hour. The lightning strikes, hits the DeLorean, hits the flux capacitor, gets Marty back to 1985. He gets them all and sees that Doc has been shot. Pulls out the letter and he's like, but I thought you were gonna read the letter. And he's like, nah, whatever. So he read the letter. Marty saved Doc. Marty saved his parents' marriage. Marty saved himself, got back to 1985 with the help of Doc, of course. And everything's great.